Hey, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy Ray Nice. So today, I'm gonna be talking about what 2K14 could improve for player creation. And I'm talking about this because, the player creation is already good, but they can make it a lot better. And by the way, before anyone assumes that I'm cheating or something like this, or doing this or that, no, this is a special roster in an association that me and my friends are playing. And I'd rather explain this later, so I'm going to cut that short. So first off, in Vitals, we're going to talk about the wants and morals category. If you see right here, when I go to personality, it says laid back. This is a player's personality used in association mode. That's not true, because every player, for some reason, is not loyal, not important. You see these? They don't play for the win, they don't care about money, and they're not loyal. And this is the best player in the game at the moment. But anyway, moving on. They should have a wants or morals category, which will give them a section that allows you to pick what's important to them and what's not. This should be just in your default rosters in general. Now, I say this because in association, I kind of hate making a player, and then all of a sudden, poof, next season or whenever season his contract expires, he just leaves. Because all the creative players are not loyal. And they don't care about winning or money. They just play to play. Anyway, moving on. See this play indicator? I said there should be play indicator percentage. And what does that mean? It means how often your player brings the ball up. Instead of that, 2K decided to hide this within the tendencies. It's mixed between shot tendency and touches. The more touches and the less shot tendency, take LeBron for example, will be preferred ball handler from out of bounds as long as the ball is passed in, the play indicator. As long as it's not like a foul or something, then they're going to be the preferred ball handler. Anyway, moving on to body and head. So wingspan, this should definitely be in here. I don't know why it's not. It's been so many years. 2K's been doing this since '05, I believe, and I don't know why. Why is there not wingspan? You can't change the wingspan of a character. Some people have long wingspans. Take Kevin Durant, for example. That would be a really good aspect of the game, because giving people longer or shorter wingspans would allow them to block shots and get steals easier or harder depending on their wingspan. That is a very big thing. Let me move on now. This one may seem pointless to some people, but I believe they should be able to have tattoos on their legs and also on their chest and back, even though you can't see them. And I'm not mad about that, but that's what I think, because one day I was watching a commercial and I seen Derrick Rose working, and then on his back he had like a tattoo or something, and I was like, why don't we have that in 2K? And I just thought about it. But anyway, next up, gear and shoes. First off, shoes should not be all the way at the bottom. Who's gonna remember this? I don't even get down to this part. I usually stop right about, what do I stop at? Right about this area, after I'm done giving them like the arm gear. Because shoes being near the bottom is going to make people forget about it. And there's something else near the bottom later on in this you're going to see, which shouldn't be near the bottom. But anyway, moving on. You should be able to equip both knee and leg gear at the same time. When you equip knee or leg gear, then one or the other disappears. For example, say I equip this calf sleeve to him, and then I put on his left knee. Anything, it just makes it go away. That shouldn't happen. They should work with each other and just be there. Anyway, moving on. They should have home and away colors. This is an awesome idea. They could also have a both option, where so you don't have to select, say away for this color or that color, and you could just do the same color for both away and home. This is going to be a huge customization thing. I know it takes a long time already to create your character, but you just got to remember, you're trying to make a good 2K. This is the kind of thing that people want. Having a character you can customize like that would be awesome. Anyway, moving on. A few attributes that I would have added to improve this a bit was off-ball layups and right-handed layups or left-handed layups, whatever handed you are, just regular layups. This will be a breakout for layups, just as they do ball handling, just as they do the jump shot ranges, just as they do the awareness and all the other stuff that they do. This would allow players who greatly benefit the right hand to make right-handed layups over left and vice versa. And then you would also have the players who are really good at this and that, and they'd be totally, I don't know, customized. The other thing they should have is offhand dunking and regular dunking. The same exact concept, except such players such as LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, John Wall, Metta World Peace can dunk with their opposite hand, and how good they are with it. This is just an idea to make the game more of a real life factor thing, because a lot of people dunk with their left hand. But anyway, moving on. And I gotta say that post was great this year. Like, when I say it was great, I mean it was great. They put the post fadeaways in a tribute. It used to just be low post shot, which was one thing, which was a hook and the fadeaway. So if you had a high low post shot, you would never miss. It was crazy. If you don't believe me, you could try it. Back in 2K11, if you had a high low post shot, yeah, you wouldn't miss hooks, fadeaway, shit, anything. It was crazy. Now that they broke these down, I think they should break it down even more. Add post, since it's post fadeaway, add you the shine. Oh, excuse me. Add the shimmy, add the hop, add everything. Everything you can do in the post. You just want to have it all there. And another thing that I thought would have been great, right here, and shoot off the dribble, is shooting off the dribble with your left hand, as in going left, or with your right hand. Some players are only good going left. If you made LeBron James, you would put his shoot off dribble left to like mid high 80s versus right at just like straight 80 or high 70s, because he's good going to his left and pulling up. That's just the kind of player he is. Moving on to signature skills. I kind of like the signature skills, but the one thing that I had a problem with was you could only have 5 and you couldn't remove any. Say you put one on accident, you could not take it back. If I was gonna edit a player, I'm actually gonna show you a player now for, say, I don't know, Melo. Yeah, let's go look at Melo. And I decided, oh, let me just give him highlight film. How do I remove this? It doesn't give you an option to remove it. But that's the problem that 2K will have to fix on their own. And I think that they should have signature skills like this: 5 offense, 5 defense, 5 other, or even 4 other. This is going to greatly improve the realism. Do you know what I mean by that? The realism in the game. It's going to allow us to have special things. Like this guy right here, he doesn't even have all his. This is a player that was actually in 2K12, I think. And his real signature skills should be posterizer, finisher, shot creator, post proficiency, dimer. Those 5 right there. You'd have lockdown defender, pickpocket, interceptor, and then he'd have closer, heat retention. See? If they allowed you to put up to 5 or up to 4 for most of these, then that'd be him right there. But you can only do 5. I'm not angry about it. I'm just saying that would be a huge plus. And if you need some other examples, look at CP3. They had to replace the ankle breaker signature skill with closer for him. And LeBron should have heat retention as well as hustle points, but you know, apparently he can't have those because he has to have other signature skills. So we're going to move on to tendencies now. Tendencies is the biggest. This is my favorite part. This is the part where you have numerous additions that could have been added to the game. I actually been thinking of more over the days, but I'm just going to read on here. You can read along if you want. First, putbacks. Putback dunks should be separated. I'm not sure why 2K continues to put things together. But moving on. During setup dribble, there should be a pump fake tendency. Count Kobe, D-Wade, Paul Pierce in this section because it's something they do so much on the setup dribble. Take a look at D-Wade's game winner against the Pacers. See? See what I mean? And then there's another thing you got to look at. After moving down from all the dribble moves and penetrations, there should be shot selection. Not finishing move. Shot selection. Why am I talking about shot selection? And I'm talking about right here, this area. This should be shot selection because there'll be, while driving, you know, someone's driving to the hoop, the tendency to pull up, tendency to do a runner, the tendency to do a step back or fade away, and vice versa, while dribbling, while hesitating, and so on. This could make the real life moves we see from the stars and other players become a 2K thing. Instead of 2K CPU random stops on a dime and pulls up. I hate that because it's so cheese. There's so many times where I ran back, and you know in real life, if someone's running to the hoop and you run in front of them, they're going to go right at you and go for the foul. Well, you know what the computer does all the time? They're on a fast break, I get back before them, and then all of a sudden they just stop and shoot. Oh my goodness, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it so much. And then we're going to have to move on before this takes too long. We're going to have to go to signature. This is the last category. But they need to customize the jump shot more. Why do I say this? Allow us to have a fault. You know, you can see when Kobe shoots, he always holds his right hand up. LeBron always holds his hand up. Pierce just shoots and then drops his hand and everything. I think when Rondo shoots, he throws his hands back behind his back. Everyone should be able to have their own specific follow through instead of the jump shot follow through. If you look at the shot right here in the video example, you'll see how he puts his hands down. And I believe jump shot 26 it is. There's a follow through with this one. Or is it 7? I don't know which one it is. It's one of these ones, but that was it right there. He follows through with his right hand. And that should be an aspect of the game we can add or just have none as. Because if you're able to add that, that adds a realism to, you know, how someone shoots. I don't think that their jump shot should have it all the time, because if they do, then, I don't know, sometimes we'll get blocked, sometimes it'll take too long, this and that. But anyway, they've combined a lot of things this year in the last couple of years. Dribble pull-up should be different, right to left hand, because this isn't cool, man. I have to give almost every player I make Elite 6 pull-up, because that's the only dribble pull-up that I like. You know, Elite 3 is messed up. If you see his left hand, it's not like his jump shot when he goes a certain direction. Then the other direction is fine. It's really weird. I don't know, man. I don't like that at all. The spin jumper, like I said, they should do a left and a right, just like they had in 2K11. It did take a little longer to make your player, but I'm not gonna lie, it was great. And then this is last but not least, when I go to the dunk section of things, there should be a percentage under all of these dunks. This would be awesome. This is not a must, but this would be a great thing. Instead of having a go-to dunk, you just have a bunch of dunk packages, and the percentage shows how often you do that dunk. And those numbers will be 1 to 100. You know, he has these dunks. And scroll down here. By the way, these should not be on the bottom. But I think if you have a team up, you know, pre-game, like, I don't know, LeBron James boxing, or D-Wade boxing, you should be able to pick the position of the player you're doing this with. Your starting point guard, starting shooting guard, starting small forward, or bench point guard, bench shooting guard, this and that. That is a crazy must. 2K has it so they do it automatically. In this instance right here, you do it with your starting small forward. And let's just say I have a guy who plays on my team, and I'll even show you my team now. He's a creative player, like I said, and every single game we start, he always comes out cheering and having fun and stuff. And usually we see little intros with him with his warm-ups on, because, you know, he's not a starter. But I mean, that's just the way that is. I kind of feel like they could make these little improvements, and this will make a really good improvement to the character creation system, and there's going to be more, I hope. One thing I do remember thinking about was in the tendencies, there was a fast break section, and it would be attack fast break, slow down, or pass up. That would also be good, because not every player should fast break on every single attempt at the defensive rebound. Alright, YouTube. Well, I don't want to hold you guys past 16 minutes. Hope you enjoyed this talk. I'm going to leave that text in the description. I'm also going to leave some links to different sections of it. So, you guys enjoy it. Later.